Hey YouTube, it's Kimiko, pretty girl, coming to you guys. I was supposed to upload videos before now, but I've been really busy. Not only that, I've been under the weather, so having a cold and just trying to get myself together and ready to get on the Mentors truck. I'll be leaving the first week of January. So I wanted to come to you guys, and a lot of people have been asking me, how did I get my start, or what made me decide to do trucking? Where did I go? I mean, what was the process, pretty much? First, before I get started, I wanted to thank everybody who subscribed to my channel. I want to give a shout out to Pinky, Keeping It 100 Experiences, for posting my video, getting me out there, and helping me out with that. So I appreciate that. And I want to thank everybody else who did subscribe to my video. To my channel. And I hope that you like my videos. Again, I'll be putting out more. Like I said before, I wanted to do, a couple different things. Cooking, just talking about everyday life and my journey with the trucking. I had initially made a video. I didn't like it. Maybe I'll still post it. I probably won't. And the reason being is because every other word I was saying, and I know that someone's going to watch that and say, well, how many times is she going to say, So, I kind of didn't like it. So, let's get to it. The first thing I did was I researched a lot of trucking schools. I had a list, and I got on the phone and I called every last single one of them. And I guess it's just up to each individual whatever's best for you and what suits you. I initially wanted to go to Prime. Prime was my number one pick because I had heard so much about it, and I just really wanted to go there. However, because I live in the state of California, Prime required that I would come with my permit. And I felt as though I wanted help with that. I didn't want to have to do the legwork that way. The footwork. Somebody's going to correct me on that, and I already know who, but okay, whatever. But I didn't want to have to do that. I felt as though I'm paying, and, I'm a student, and I wanted to learn everything they had to teach me, and I wanted to learn the written tests, and I wanted, them to be able to train me and teach me on that. So, not to mention I didn't want to have to go to Springfield, Missouri. I don't want to have to leave everything, pick up. Now, mind you, I've been on my job for 15 years, and I just decided to go trucking because, for one, my boyfriend encouraged me to go, and he told me all the good things about it. He also told me all the bad things about it too. He's been in the game for quite a long time. But after sitting back and weighing my options, I just felt like, this was the thing for me to do. So I actually made that decision, and the line of work that I'm in has nothing to do with trucking. I never imagined that would be something that I would do. Needless to say, I'm doing it. Let me get back to the process. So what I did was, after researching the different schools and realizing that Prime wasn't a good fit for me, I went ahead and I called Swift, and I went with Swift. There was a couple different reasons why I did that. One, it's not far from where I live, so that was a plus. I could be home. I didn't have to go to a hotel. It's really a motel. I don't want to have to live in a motel when I could just come home every day. And then also, they were willing to train me and, give me all the tools that I needed in order to pass the written test. I didn't have to come with my permit, which, thinking about it now, I could have done that on my own. I honestly could have done it on my own. But that's okay, because you think about it like this. If you are paying the school to teach you, they should teach you from beginning to end. You shouldn't have to get it on your own. And if you do get it on your own, it should be a little cheaper. And it's not. So anyway, went to Swift, called them up, spoke to a recruiter, filled out the application. The recruiter called me back like within 2 days. And my first recruiter, she was just like, I don't know. I'm sorry to say it, but she was an airhead. She didn't know a lot of the questions that I was asking. I'm going to back up. I didn't have a lot of questions at first. It was my sister who came to me and said, I saw somebody on YouTube and they were answering all these questions, and they were saying these are the questions that you need to ask. So what I did was I went on YouTube, I found that person, and I wrote down 3 pages full of questions. So after a couple of weeks, I was about to go to school. I called my recruiter back and I asked her all these questions, and she was putting me on hold. She was looking it up online. She didn't really know a lot. And needless to say, the answers that she gave me weren't even correct. And what happened with that was, I'd say 2 days into my schooling, I got an email from someone else saying that I'm going to be your new recruiter. And this other person decided to go back to school, and she's no longer with the company. So go figure on that. Anyway, so this other person was very attentive, made sure that the questions that I had were answered, and he was correct with a lot of the answers that he gave me. The other questions that he could not answer, I eventually found out once I went to school, so that worked out. And so first day at school was basically filling out paperwork and getting physical done. You get your physical, and then you get your drug test, hair analysis, as well as urine. And then you start studying right off the bat, because it's a very accelerated course. I mean, it's only 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks tops. And that was on a Monday. By Thursday, we were at the DMV taking the test. But I can say that they were very, very thorough in making sure that we all knew the answers to the test, as far as going over it over and over again with us, and having the class recite the questions and the answers, and us all getting together and studying and just making sure that we were going to pass that test. There was about 20 of us in the class, and that dwindled down to about 13 of us. Out of the 13, there were 6 women. So it dwindles down because people don't pass the test, the drug test. So I advise anybody that's thinking about going to school, regardless of whether it's CR England, Swift, Prime, Warner, any of those schools, don't go if you're not clean, because it's a waste of everybody's time. Not only that, it disrupts the class. And excuse me, like I said, I've been under the weather, so you may hear me sniffle or cough or something like that throughout the video. Also, the next phase after getting the permit, which I passed with flying colors on the permit. I mean, I don't have a problem writing and comprehending and reading, and so I aced it. It was cool. The next thing was to go out on the yard and to learn the pre-trip and air brakes and in-cab inspection. So let me back up just a little bit. If you don't pass that written permit test, you have 3 tries, and then it's a done deal. You're out of there. Second thing would be, like I said, the pre-trip, air brakes, and in-cab inspection. So we learned that. We learned the different parts of the truck. We got so much paperwork and so many books and so much paper. My backpack was just weighing my back down. But it was cool because we were able to come home and study, and the people that were in the hotel or motel together, they were able to study. And the purpose for these schools is to make sure that you pass. I mean, they're not there to fail you. They're there to make sure that you pass. So we learned that, and there was another probation type of thing. If you didn't pass the air brakes, you don't go any forward. You don't go any further within this class. You're done. Once you pass that, you go on to the next phase. Next phase would be the skills, which is the straight line backing, parallel parking, blind side and straight side, and then your offset left and right, and also alley docking. So we learned that, and that's another phase that you go through. If you don't pass that phase, you don't go any further. You're out. So you had to make sure that your grades were up to par, especially they had to be up to a B+. Excuse me. I told you I've been sick. Then you learn, sorry. Then you learn the road, the road test. And then you go over the road and you learn, how to maneuver and drive the truck. And again, you have to keep your grade up to a B, and if you don't, then you're out of there. So, did that, and that was pretty cool too, to be able to handle that big monster of a truck, because it's huge. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't pass my first time. It was difficult to learn the shifting and just to learn everything, and just to do all the stuff that you do. I mean, again, I don't know anything about trucks, but I'm willing and I'm eager to learn, and I'm ready to get on that road and go do what I got to do, make some money. So pretty much that's it in a nutshell. That was the process of going to school and getting my CDL. It was easy. So anybody that's, wanting to do it, you guys should just go ahead and do it, It's not hard. You can do it. Alright, so that's going to conclude this video. And it's kind of amateur, what have you, but it's a little late. And I also do ride sharing, so I'm a little tired. And I have to get back up again in the morning and get back out and drive again. Get that paper. So you guys have a blessed night, and I hope that everyone had a Merry Christmas, and be safe out there on the streets. So I'll come back to you guys again, and also make sure you guys like the video and hit that bell so that you do get notifications when I do upload a video, and subscribe. So for now, I'm going to say bye. Bye. Have a good night.